we're all having a good day. So today I'm going to talk you through the 4 simple steps to transform your life today. I'm going to talk you through a client case study. So you'll see here, we've guys from all different backgrounds, a young father, agency owner, a software developer, all with one common goal. They all just want to take total control of their day-to-day life. So how do we do that? Our 4-step process essentially will help you achieve a robust physique, an unbreakable lifestyle, and unstoppable mindset. So what's the one thing everyone has in common? They all want to take control. That is the most important thing. How do we do this, and what is the 4-step process? So the 4-step process essentially is the priming phase, the peak phase, the reverse phase, and the total control phase. So your prime phase is where we essentially lay the foundations. We set you up for long-term success. The peak phase is then when we actually push ourselves and go all in to achieve a physical transformation, whether that's a photo shoot, a lifestyle transformation, or maybe you have some other goals that you want to push yourself to achieve. We focus on making sure that we get you to that position. What this does is it obviously helps you build a sick physique, but it also helps you build discipline, character, and that self-belief within yourself that you said you're going to achieve this, you go all in and you achieve that goal. The reverse phase, this is absolutely key to actually maintain the progress that you made with your physique. If you take off a lifestyle transformation or a photo shoot, you want to maintain that physique. How many times have you've seen people get into shape, out of shape, into shape, out of shape? We want to get into shape and we want to stay in shape. So that's why this reverse phase is so important for that long-term success. And then the key, total control. This is where your lifestyle is tailored for peak performance in all areas of your life. Business, career, study, education, whatever it might be, we're going to set you up to optimize all areas of your life. So today we're going to be talking you through Jared. He's a business owner from Ireland. And essentially when Jared came to me, his starting position was he had low energy levels, high stress due to his business, no structure with his training, his nutrition, bad habits, poor sleep, and just literally no drive whatsoever in any areas of his life. The end result that we then achieved with Jared, high energy levels, stress management. He could control his stress management because stress is always going to be present. We just need to learn how to control it. Structure with his training, his nutrition. We kicked bad habits, and this was a big one. So Jared was doing a little bit too much vaping and a little bit too much boozing. So he's off the vapes, and he's now actually alcohol-free for over a year, which is a huge accomplishment. So we kicked those bad habits along with others. He now has an optimal sleep schedule that will help him perform at his best, recover with business perform his best with his business and also his performance-based goals, and then obviously recover in between those sessions. And now he feels like he can take on the world. And that's his words, not mine. So I'm going to talk you through how we did that. So the key. We need to set up a solid foundation, guys. And whether it's your fitness journey, your business, whatever it might be, the foundation is key. If you try to build a house on a cracked foundation, you might get the house up, but it's not going to last long term, okay? So we need to make that foundation, and that is why the priming phase is so important. We need to make sure that foundation is steady and it's solidified before we start to build on top of it. So how do we do that? The goals, the phases, and the roadmap. So the priming phase essentially was where we just created structure, routine around his day-to-day life with his training, his nutrition, what was going to work for him with his work schedule, how can we incorporate the habits that's going to benefit his life. And this can take a little bit of trial and error. So for Jared, it took about 2 weeks. We set that up. We're like, okay, boom, this sleep schedule, this work schedule, this training schedule, and this nutrition structure. Now we found what's going to work for you. We can then move on to the next phase, which was the body recomp. So in the body recomp, I would still consider this the priming phase. Here, we were focusing on just getting him back into a structured environment, building muscle, reducing a little bit of body fat. And then we transitioned into the peak phase. The peak phase was the dieting phase. And obviously, he ticked off a photo shoot with this. And with this, we just managed basically everything. You can see from here, his nutrition stayed nice and high, slowly came down, and we just manipulated his output, his cardio. We had a lot of travel that we had to schedule in here as well. So we're literally from day one mapping things out from top to bottom. We have his dream outcome. We need to reverse engineer that. And this is exactly what this is. We then ticked off the photo shoot. We hit the reverse phase. And now we're in total control of his day-to-day life, training, nutrition, business, cognitive function. He actually boxed off a high rocks as well over in Copenhagen, which was something that we focused on towards the back end here. So all in all, this is just everything laid out from top to bottom, 6 months roadmap, and he absolutely smashed it. Peak week as well. You can see the amount of detail that we went into this when it comes to his photo shoot. making sure that we just took all the stress away from him, that I looked after everything. He didn't have to worry about it. He just had to show up, tick off all the boxes, and he achieved an unbelievable physique, as we can see here. And Jared's actually competed before as well. He said this was, out without a doubt, the best shape he's ever been in and the easiest he ever achieved that while running a business, okay? So what did we do on a daily basis? So we had to set up his daily routines. With this, you need to plan your week in advance, guys. This is absolutely key and something that I'm really, really big on. And with Jared as well, with being a business owner, we had to take control of his day-to-day life. You take control of your days, that leads into your weeks, your months, and your years. Okay, so focusing on your days and planning your weeks, planning your days in advance is absolutely key. So time blocks. We time block in his training, his cardio, his walks, gratitude, meditation, sleep schedule, his work, his meeting. Everything was just scheduled out from start to finish. Again, guys, this mightn't be as crazy for you. Your schedule might not look like this, but if you're working a 9 to 5 job, you know from 9 to 5 with your commute 9 to 6, you're going to be in work. How can you prioritize being productive in that time outside of it? If you're just going with it on a day-to-day basis, chances are you're not going to get where you want to be because you're not actually taking the action steps to do what you want to do. If you know, okay, ding, notification pops up, it's time to go do your cardio, you're going to get up and you're going to do your cardio. So what's actually going to move your needle forward, move the needle forward in your life? How many times have you said you're going to do something, but you just don't get it done, and it just keeps rolling over into the next day, and eventually you forget about it? So this is where we take control. We say, boom, this is what needs to happen. This is the day we're getting it done, and we get it done no matter what. So that's his daily routine. His nutrition. So the goal with the nutrition was to optimize his training performance, recovery, and his cognitive function. Look aesthetic, feel unstoppable, and perform like a beast. Okay. So the things that we focused on with Jared was whole foods, meal prepping to make sure that it just took any decision making out on a day-to-day basis, or if he got busier than expected one day at work, he had his meals prepped. He didn't have to worry about it. They were all there and his macros was bang on. Meal timing, or nutrient timing, focusing on carbohydrates in and around training to help drive performance, to help with his recovery, and then higher fats and protein in and around his kind of day-to-day work just for cognitive function. Fasting was something that we implemented with Jared as well. So he'd get up, he'd go for his walk, he'd go for his swim, he'd box off his kind of heavy work earlier in the morning, he'd fast, didn't have to think about food for the first part of the day, and then later on the day towards training, he started consuming food, okay? So that was just something that we focused on with Jared. And then hydration. So your body is 60% water, guys, and the majority of people are walking around dehydrated. Cognitive function, your brain fog, it's going to take a massive hit if you are dehydrated. So like even electrolytes, they're absolutely key when it comes to just performing your best cognitively, but also in terms of your gym performance. So training and output. The goal was to build an aesthetic physique by pulling off body fat and increasing his cardiovascular performance. As we said, he boxed off a high rocks. So how do we do this? Phase one, as I mentioned, was the body recomp, training analysis, making sure he was training, his execution was correct, and making sure that it was on point before we then went on to stage two by implementing cardio and just making sure his training intensity was where it needed to be. Okay, so analysis first, making sure he was training correctly, and then training at the intensity needed to build muscle tissue. And then obviously towards the later stages was just managing fatigue. So the things we focused on was weight training 4 times per week, obviously due to a busy schedule. 4 times was more than enough. He had a high step count. Just with work, he was boxing off 15 to 20K steps. So we didn't really have to utilize cardio only towards the back end of the fat loss phase. He had some boxing for enjoyment. And then just managing fatigue and energy levels was absolutely key. There was a lot of travel in there as well. And just making sure, like, the last thing that we want is to be pushing so hard with your physique that you're fucked for the rest of the day, that your energy levels are crap and you can't give that full focus and attention to your business, your career, your job, whatever it might be. We need to combine everything together to take total control. Sleep and recovery. So I'll sleep when I'm dead. Probably has to be one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. Don't prioritize staying up late thinking you're being productive for a couple of extra hours sleep, because sleep is absolutely key. You're not going to be getting the best of the time when you're alive, and you're going to die sooner, because your sleep is absolutely key when it comes to your recovery, your cognitive function, your hormones. So we want to be making sure that we are prioritizing our sleep. That's then going to allow us to perform better on a daily basis. So lack of sleep, there's some things that a lack of sleep can do, and that's like a decrease in cognitive function, energy levels, mood. Your body fat percentage can increase, your hormones, your strength, your muscle growth, all of them can decrease due to a lack of sleep. So we want to really prioritize that sleep. I can't stress the importance of that. Rest days. you needed mental and physical rest days. So just a day where we take off from training, even from work, have a day to just fully reset. And then once you're back into work, you're refreshed and you can hit everything hard. Things we focused on was the scheduled sleep and wake times, an evening and morning routine, which was key. The morning routine was absolutely bulletproof for him, and he still does it on a daily basis. The fact that he gets up, he walks no matter what, he has a sea swim first thing, he does his meditation, his journaling, and that is going to stay consistent for the rest of his life, because that was absolutely game changer for him, and it just set him up for that day, for every day. And then 3 rest days per week. So check-ins and daily communication. So this is absolutely key. The check-ins, so daily accountability. We actually had a daily checklist, and one of those things, 2 of those things was his no vaping and no alcohol. That'll just keep it front of mind when you have a goal set for yourself. Just on a daily basis to have that reminder is key, and that's exactly what we did. And then you can see here, guys, we had an in-depth weekly check-in. Just goes way further down, but it's just an in-depth check-in to see how his training performance is, how his adherence is. Do I need to call Jared out on anything? Is he not ticking the boxes that he needs to be ticking? And if so, why not? And let's just kind of reset and make sure that we are doing everything in our power to get the results that we do want. Because my goal is to hold you to a high standard and help you achieve those goals. Again, there was obviously travel in between there. There was stressful periods where we needed to manage things. And I'll always have that compassion for different things that do pop up. But it's like, if I think you can be called out, I will call you out. If I think, okay, you have a reasonable excuse as to why you might have done 1 or 2 things, that's absolutely fine as well. But just holding you to a high standard and being in the corner to kind of push you when needed to be pushed, that's what I'm there for. We had some in-person check-ins, weekly check-ins, Zoom calls. We linked up for a couple of sessions as well. So it's just like the level of communication, guys, is absolutely key, in my opinion, when it comes to achieving high level results. Holding you accountable, having that communication, that's what's going to get you the results. So the outcome, he looked like a Greek god. Traveling, training in Marbella, and a lot of networking over in Marbella as well, which Jared has now made friends for life due to a trip that we took for that photo shoot. And it's just that complete package here, guys. So he had the physique, traveling with some of the OGs of the game, Rob Lipset, networking with another OG, Tony McAlevey, but just different guys that we met along the way as well, which was great for him, and just opens your mind. And just talking to these people is great for, like, open up your mind to different opportunities and different possibilities. And like that all came from him working on himself and looking like a Greek god. So what the photos don't tell you. So the person you become and the traits that you develop along the way. So you get structure and routine into your day-to-day life. You have that mental sharpness and resilience. It builds discipline, it builds character, and it builds delayed gratification. All these traits are absolutely key, and you can transfer them all into your business, your career, your study, and into other areas of your life. So my job as a coach is to guide you, eliminate the guesswork, motivate you, hold you to a high standard, call you out when needed, and tell you when it's time to push and pull back. In Jared's position, Jared is kind of a guy that likes to go once he does build up momentum, but it's sometimes you need to relax. And as I said, take those rest days to mentally and physically recover. And I just want the best possible outcome for you. I'm with you every step of the way to achieving your dream outcome. So, guys, I hope that helped. Make sure that you do implement a couple of these bits into your life, and I can guarantee you it's gonna level up your life completely. Okay, so if you would like some help creating a roadmap tailored to your lifestyle, we can hop on a no pressure chat on how I would personally design that roadmap to help you achieve your robust physique, unbreakable lifestyle, and unstoppable mindset. So guys, what I would say is we do only take on 3 clients on a monthly basis as we work with people at a high level and a high level communication. So if you are interested, just DM me the word control and I'll reach out to you with all the information. Hope you have a great day.